Hey guys, Dan here with the final pickups for September 2019, the final part in the trilogy. Yes, it's finally here. I just got done filming a weird podcast recommendation video, which I'm probably going to upload way before I put this one out, just because I'm so excited about these podcasts that I want you guys to know about them. And if you have not seen it, if you missed it, go check out that video if you're into weird stuff, because I've got some pretty cool podcasts to share with you guys in that video. But this, like I said, this is the final book sale, library book sale pickups for September. They gave you, if you spent so much money, they gave you a book bag, which, in New York State, they're doing a grocery bag ban, a plastic bag ban. So the chance to get a bag like this, whether you use it for books or if you use it for groceries, it's a good idea, and it was worth it to grab it. Now, I will admit, this library book sale I had been to in years prior, and it was always really good. They usually had, like, really good books there that I usually wouldn't see at other library book sales. But this year, it wasn't so good. The year prior, the one downside was that it was always in this little tiny, because the library that hosts it is really small. Like, they're super tiny. And they had this super tiny conference room that they were hosting the library book sale in last year. But this year, they improved on that, and they hosted it in their storage barn that they have in the back. So it was a bigger area, but they just didn't have that many good books. They did have some vintage sci-fi books. Like, I think somebody was collecting them. I don't know who, but some of them were, like, in Ziploc baggies, so, like, they were trying to prevent them from being exposed to the elements, that kind of thing. I picked up only one of those, but let's stop talking about it. Let's just share with you guys the books I picked up. Like I said, it was kind of hard. Like, I wandered around this book sale for a while because I just didn't see anything I was interested in. And one of my things is, like, if I see a book that I can borrow from a library, like, if I know that I'm not 100% sure whether I'm going to like, enjoy, or dislike a book, and I know it's readily available at the library, I'm not going to pick it up. Like, I saw The Underground Railroad by, I forgot what his name is. His name Colson, maybe, the writer who wrote that. It's a book I want to read. It's on my TBR, but I don't know whether I'm going to enjoy it, and I know it's readily available at the library, so I didn't pick that one up. But this is one of the vintage sci-fi books that I found there. This looks really interesting. It's called The Mind Warpers, and I've never heard of this author, Eric Frank Russell, but this sounds like MK Ultra kind of weird stuff going on. It just says, warning, warning, lock your brain, and it's about the government. Okay, it says, a man with two pasts, he fought a grim battle against an invisible invasion. So it's like men's minds were another matter, and it began with scientists and cold-blooded murderer. This sounds interesting. It's some English sci-fi writer, so I've never heard of this guy, but it may be worth checking out. It's a relatively short book. It's only like 138 pages, and let me see when this was published, because, like I said, this looks like an older book. I think it's probably from the 50s or 60s. Yeah, 1965. So, not from, like, the 1920s or 30s, not one of those pulp-type books. Like, I would love to find, like, some old, like, Edgar Rice Burroughs or, like, Lovecraft's from, like, way back in the day. That would be a neat find to find those. I got some more Harry Turtledove. This one is The Great War American Front. I think there were a lot of Turtledoves And when I was looking at those books, I was like, yeah, oh wait, this is the Civil War one, the Guns of the South series, and this is the Second War Between the States. This was on How Few Remain. I guess the Guns of the South is probably the one prior to this one. I've only read one book by this author, but he's like a very detailed writer, and I enjoyed that one. That was about Homo erectus being currently around, living with humans. Okay, here's another one. American Empire, The Center Cannot Hold. And this one kind of looks like it's something like the Germans have occupied America. It's kind of almost like Man in the High Castle kind of thing. What is this? Is this a bookmark? There's something sticking out of here. I don't know. That's the cover. But yeah, I mean, to get these in hardcover, and I didn't really spend... I think I spent $5 on all the books that are in this bag, so it wasn't really that big of a deal, and I got a free bag. Okay, another Harry Turtledove. The War That Came Early, Last Orders. And like I mentioned in the prior pickups video that I know there's a reading order. Okay, I guess that's all of them. So yeah, I only picked up like 5 books from this library book sale because there wasn't really too many books there. I know that they said that another library had combined their books with theirs to kind of bulk it up a little bit. But like I said, there weren't too many books I was interested in purchasing. There were a lot of thrillers, like a lot of copies of Gone Girl, like that kind of stuff, and like romance novels, just a lot of stuff that I have no interest in reading. The sci-fi section was really kind of picked over. It had like a lot of like, it had YA books mixed in there for some reason, and like I'm not really a big fan of YA. It's just not for me. I grew up, like, when I was a teen and preteen, they didn't have such a thing as young adult. We read adult books. That's what we read. So, and I've tried to read young adult in the past, and they've just kind of just not been my thing. So, like, I just have not much interest. I mean, I have some young adult books that are in my to-be-read, which I may read in the future, but they're just not really my thing, to be honest with you. But that is the final pickups for September. I will have my book depository link down below if you'd like to pick up any of these. I do appreciate when you guys help me out. I don't get AdSense, like I always say in every video. Someday that's not gonna ring true that I will have AdSense. But I will probably still do the book affiliate links just because the AdSense is just not that. It's just not that great unless you're like a superstar on YouTube, I guess. But hey, if there's any of these books you'd rather see me read sooner rather than later, or if you've read any of them, or if you have any suggestions that are based on something you saw in this video, go ahead and let me know down below. I'm open to dialogues. I mean, I usually want to make these videos because I want to talk to people about books. I don't really have too many friends who are big readers. I have a few friends who read books, but they don't read all the time. They're kind of really sporadic readers, more casual than anything. Not die-hard readers. But that's okay. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time, later.